Presented by the all-new 2016 Honda Pilot. Proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Welcome to Rogers Center, and another big crowd here tonight as Blue Jays take on the Indians in Game 2 of this 3-game series. Beautiful night here in Toronto. It's 26 degrees, but it's a bit muggy. It feels more like 33. Terry Francona, the manager of the Indians in his 3rd season with Cleveland, watched his ball club win 4-2 last night behind a fine pitching performance from Danny Salazar. Take a look at the lineup for the Indians. They scored 4 runs on 8 hits last night. Down in the cleanup spot, Carlos Santana's got an 8-game hit streak. He's 11 for 32 during those 8 games. And right behind him, Lonnie Chisenhall. He came into the ballgame and got a pinch hit in the 9th inning that contributed to that extra run for the Indians in that 9th inning and led to their 4-2 win.
It's a very scrappy offense that's very tough, and right now they're playing some great baseball, so Marco Estrada's got to be on his game. Marco's getting ready for his 22nd start of the season for the Blue Jays. He lost last time out. That was at Texas. He lost that game 4-1 despite allowing only 1 run in 6 innings. So now he's given up 2 earned runs or less in 11 of his last 13 starts. This is his first career start versus the Indians tonight, surprising enough, but great numbers all the way around for Marco Estrada.
The defense has played so well. Last night was a bit of a surprise. They kicked it around a little bit and committed another error. Ben Revere, Kevin Pillar, and Jose Bautista from left to right in the outfield. Josh Donaldson committed his 18th error of the season at third base. Tulowitzki and Goins up the middle. Smokes at first base again tonight. Diana Navarro. He has become the everyday catcher for Marco Estrada behind the plate.
And one of those players who have played some great defense is this man right here, Ryan Goins. This is his 100th game of the season. His career high was set last year at 67. His last error, May the 12th. That was when he was playing shortstop. His last error at second base, you have to go all the way back to April the 21st versus Baltimore. That's how well Ryan Goins has played defense for the Blue Jays.
Comes out every single day and puts in a lot of work before batting practice, and he was out again today with Tim Leeper working on his base running. So Jason Kipnis, he went 1 for 4. He had a leadoff double in the opening frame last night and came around to score the first run of the game. Estrada is set. He has the sign. Here's the pitch. It's in there for a strike, and we are underway. That curveball into the mix early. We don't see that often to bring it that soon, but this is a good fastball hitting club.
There are times where he will go one time through that lineup and not use that curveball. Why show it to him if you don't have to?
There's a high strike. Kipnis thought it was upstairs. Jerry Meals is behind the plate for Estrada tonight. That's an umpire. Called that second fastball a strike. Fly ball to left. Revere coasts over to his left. 1 up, 1 down.
Let's take a look at the scouting report for tonight's starter for the Blue Jays, Marco Estrada, and what he features. That fastball's been very prominent for him. It's only averaging about 89 miles an hour, but it's effective because he's using it with that changeup. Changeup he's going to use that 29% of the time, and that's been a great pitch for him. Batters are hitting just 203 against it. The curveball 11% of the time, and he's cutting the ball just a little bit more. That batting average against that opposition has been going down when he's mixing all those pitches in.
Shortstop Francisco Lindor goes after the first pitch. Lindor's a 21-year-old shortstop. He's a switch hitter. And boy, he's a good-looking player. Came up from AAA Columbus on June 14th. Made his debut at Detroit against the Tigers.
You know, we have seen some young players and veteran players come on this turf and have trouble the first day. This guy didn't have any problems yesterday. He made 2 outstanding plays at shortstop on the backhand side.
Pops this one into the seats, out of play.
He was out here yesterday, Lindor, working with John McDonald, who was doing some radio and some coaching, the former Blue Jay, now with the Cleveland Indians, working on the hops and the way the ball comes off the bat on this turf.
The high fly ball to left. Then Revere says he's got it, and he does. 2 down. Couple of fly ball outs for Estrada.
Well, you'll get that. Marco's an extreme fly ball type of pitcher, so he's just got to get that fastball in the upper parts of the strike zone. I think you'll just see a lot of easy, lazy fly balls to the outfield.
Michael Brantley, a terrific hitter. Brantley is second in the American League in batting average at .322. Well, the last couple of years, he has really come into his own. Brantley against right-handed pitching batting .335 with 7 homers. It's really interesting to watch Estrada and Navarro work as they go through this lineup, and Estrada has total confidence in his catcher.
One of the things I'm going to zero in on tonight is how many times does he shake Navarro off? Very rarely. Got a lot of confidence in his catcher.
There's a fly ball to center. Pilar, an easy play for him, an easy inning for Estrada. Just 10 pitches, 3 fly ball outs. The first inning has been a problem for the Blue Jays. John Gibbons' lineup tonight features Ben Revere, Josh Donaldson, Jose Bautista, top 3 in the order. Then Edwin Encarnacion. We've talked about what a terrific month he has put together. A 26-game hit streak that started back in July. He's at .412 during the hit streak with 23 extra bases. And Edwin has an extra base hit in 9 straight games. And how about Ryan Goins? All of a sudden, his bats come around. He's 4th in the American League with a .471 batting average with runners in scoring position for the month of August.
He might get overlooked, but not by us. He had a great month offensively. They will face Cody Anderson. Gets ready for his 10th start of the season. He's 2-3 with a .430 earned run average. This big guy, 6'4", 235. He's just 24 years old. He'll be making his first career start versus the Blue Jays. And look at the splits. The righties are hitting a little bit lower than the left-hander. He's got a good changeup.
This is his 10th start of the season. First pitch strike to Ben Revere. Revere batting .303 for the season. Ben had a couple of hits in 5 at-bats in last night's game. Bouncing ball. Santana backpedals and flips to Anderson just in time. 1 down.
Number 20, Josh Donaldson.
He has made it rain a lot this year. 36 homers, 108 RBIs, and a .301 batting average. What a season Josh Donaldson has put together. He'd love to put a little capper on it with a terrific month of September.
Follow up a great August and do that in the month of September. Sometimes you get him and sometimes you don't. He was the right guy up there yesterday with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Just couldn't deliver. Said he got a little bit ahead of himself, a little bit too anxious at the plate against Cody Allen.
Two and out. Donaldson had his first triple of the season in the 5th. It was a 2-run triple. It gave the Blue Jays the lead at 2-1 in the 5th. Blue Jays would eventually strand 9 base runners. Bullet to left field. Donaldson's aboard in the 1st.
Fastball, when it's down, it's pretty good for Cody Anderson. This time it was sinking, but it was still up, and Josh is able to get around on that fastball and pull it into left field for his first hits. Anderson's tough when he's got that fastball down and the changeup down. That time it was up.
When he is down, he creates a very difficult angle for the hitters. He really has that high to low angle pitching downhill, and it's a real challenge. This is Jose Bautista in his familiar 3rd spot in the order. Bautista 1 for 4 in last night's game. He didn't want to, but fouls it off. That ball was moving up and in on him. Jose with 31 homers and 88 RBIs, and the Blue Jays, what a trio of power hitters they have in the middle of their order. Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion each with 30 home runs, all with 88 or more ribbies.
They have a chance, each one of them, to drive in 100 runs.
Bautista, of course, facing Anderson for the first time, and his numbers have really improved lately. 6 RBIs in his last 9 games. Off-speed pitch. Donaldson thought about it. He broke and then got out there kind of in no man's land and decided not to run.
Yan Gomes not afraid to throw the ball around either, the catcher for the Cleveland Indians. Surprised that he didn't try and snap that ball over. You can see he's trying to get a running start off of Anderson.
Yeah, you can't get out there and just be static. He'll throw behind you. 1-2 to Bautista. Fights it off. Inside pitch. You see all those pitches on pitch trackers. They're a little bit too high early on. Anderson needs to be down where that 2 is.
And look where those pitches are. 3 of those pitches, 3 of the 4 pitches are on the inside part of the plate. Terry Francona, the manager of the Indians, was talking about that yesterday. We have to pitch inside against these big righties.
Fair ball. Inside the line at 3rd. Donaldson's headed for 3rd. Bautista's making the turn. He will stop as Brantley gets it back in quickly. Bautista with a line shot down the left field line.
That ball was hit so hard by Jose, and it got out there so quickly. Michael Brantley can play it off the wall and hold him to a single. It looked like it was going to be extra bases and possibly score. Donaldson, high changeup, inner half, and that ball is ripped by Bautista just inside the bag at 3rd base. If this ball can get down into the corner, there's a chance that Donaldson could score, but it goes off the wall and played nicely by Michael Brantley. Watch how quickly he gets over there, and then he throws to second base, concedes 3rd, throws to 2nd to keep the double play in order.
Donaldson's at 3rd, Bautista's at 1st for the hottest man in baseball. Edwin Encarnacion hit .407 in the month of August, riding a 26-game hit streak. Just barely foul. Paul Emmel down at 3rd was camped out straddling the foul line. Had a real good look at it.
This will show you how he got out in front and hooked it, and clearly foul by a couple of feet. He's got to clip part of that bag, and it's a fair ball, but that one certainly was foul.
To center. Donaldson back to tag at 3rd. Bautista's tagging at 1st. Almante makes the catch, and the Blue Jays have taken a 1-0 lead. RBI number 92 for Encarnacion.
You know, I was talking to the hitting coach for the Toronto Blue Jays, Brooke Jacoby. I said, why does your team hit so many sacrifice flies? They're one of the best teams in baseball at hitting sacrifice flies. And Jake said, you know, we work on it every single day. We go out there, but we're a fly ball hitting team. We're a big, strong team, and we hit a lot of fly balls. That's why they have hit so many sacrifice flies. 49
now. That leads the American League. Stay in a big part of the field. Pick up that cheap RBI. Man at third, less than 2 outs. Cash him in. Encarnacion, RBI number 92.
You know, we have talked so many times about the Blue Jays and how they talk to each other to help each one of these hitters out about what they're seeing. They're seeing Cody Anderson for the first time. You saw Ben Revere talk about a little bit of a cutter. You saw him talk about the changeup. Brooke Jacoby is in those conversations also. You share that information to get a little bit more comfortable.
Troy Tulowitzki was on deck when Encarnacion hit the sacrifice fly, and he wanted confirmation of the pitch that he saw Encarnacion hit to center. Numbers for the season are good. 282, 16 and 64 for Tulowitzki, continuing to hit in the 5th spot in this batting order. Oh, and 2. We mentioned the problems the Blue Jays have had in the first inning. They have allowed 96 runs in the first inning. It's been a problem for their starters. It's the only inning where the Blue Jays have a negative run differential. They've only scored 82 runs in the first inning, but their offense from here on out, it's plus, plus, plus all the way through.
That's where they share that information, and that's where they jump on the opposition.
Tulowitzki goes around, strikes out, but the Blue Jays score a run on 2 hits and a sacrifice fly. Edwin Encarnacion goes deep to center. Bautista rips a base hit inside the bag at third. 1-0 Jays for Estrada.
Few extra bodies both in the dugout and in the bullpen tonight. John Gibbons says the September call-ups are here for a reason. They will get into action some way or another, whether it be in a blowout game or if there's a pinch runner that is needed. One guy in particular that is interesting is Dalton Pompe. He told me today that when he was first sent down, it was very devastating for him, especially mentally. He looks back now and says it was probably one of the most important things that ever happened to him in his career. Physically, he felt like he was ready for the major leagues, but he had a lot to learn as far as the mental part of the game. He is more than thrilled to be back up with the Blue Jays and says he will contribute any way they see fit. And Buck Tabby, I think he might be a nice 4th outfielder for this team if and when they make the postseason.
Well, it's really interesting because he is in the organization. He can participate in the postseason roster. You have to name your roster before the postseason begins, but because he was in the organization before August 31st, he is eligible.
You know, the base stealer, a guy who can come in and steal a base late in a game, in a tight game, that has become a very important addition to any roster. That might be the guy.
There's a little flare, and Goins is going to dive, but it's beyond his reach. Santana got jammed, but he gets enough of it to dump it into center field. Yeah, you mentioned the base runner. We just take a look at this swing. This is a
jammed
fist shot.
Yeah,
yep.
Muscles it out there. Ryan Goins almost comes up with it. Base plants right on the turf. Can't come up with it.
Well, you mentioned the base stealer. How about Dave Roberts in the series against the Yankees? He had maybe the biggest steal in Red Sox history.
Yeah. Since then, that guy in the month of September, or even in the playoffs, has become very important.
Ronnie Chisenhall did not start in the game last night with Price on the mound. He came into the ball game as a pinch hitter in the ninth inning and got an infield base hit that contributed to the extra run in the ninth for the Indians. Reaches for that changeup and pops it into the seats. Chisenhall's been hot over his last 18 games. He's hit .462.
There are the numbers right there. Came up as an infielder, but with Urschela now playing third base, they moved him to the outfield. And I talked to some of the Indians people yesterday about his moving into the outfield and how he looks. A natural, they said. It looks like he's been playing out there his whole life.
That ball is popped in the air. Long run for Goins. Bautista to the right fielder. Goins makes a catch. Oh my! It didn't look like he had a chance. He ran a long way. He was the only one that was going to have a chance to make a catch, and he never gave up on it.
First thing that you are excited about when you see this play is the range. Look where he started. He's starting in double play depth, and look how far he has to go. He never gave up on this play, and then makes an outstanding catch way down the right field line. Never gave up on it.
One out. What a play. Yan Gomes the catcher now with Santana at first. Double play in order. You know who appreciates that Ryan Goins play? Robbie Alomar.
Yeah.
That looked like Robbie Alomar going down there in that corner. Sliding, making a terrific play. Of course, Robbie's the Hall of Famer, the only number retired in franchise history.
You know, that's why he was so good. He had that great range. Ryan is showing the same kind of range at second base.
Yan Gomes, boy, he really stays inside the ball, and Blue Jays are playing him to pull. The Goins is going to ask the umpire to move a little bit. Second base umpire Clint Fagan was obstructing his view of the hitter.
You know what I think he's telling him? He looked at those first two swings from Yan Gomes and saw that he was trying to shoot the ball into that hole in right field, and now he's starting to move over. He was playing up the middle when this at-bat started, and the umpire was in a fine place for him. But then once he saw those first two swings, he started moving over, and the umpire then had to move out of his way. It's called reading the bats.
A ball and 2 strikes. Gomes is a good hitter. He was the Silver Slugger in the American League for catchers last season, which recognizes the best offensive player at that position. Got off to a slow start because of his knee injury. Got into a collision at home plate. Strained his knee. It took him a long time to get healthy, and he probably came back a little bit too early.
He does a lot of things correctly at the plate. One of them being he's very still, very quiet at the plate. There's not a lot of extra movement.
There's that great changeup. A big strikeout for Estrada. First strikeout of the night.
Marco Estrada will get his share of strikeouts with a bunch of different pitches. This time it's going to be the changeup, and he throws it with a great arm speed. As a hitter, that looks like a fastball, but it's a changeup, and Gomes swings right through it.
He tried to stay back, and the changeup was so good he was out in front. This is Abraham Almante. He is a free swinger, very aggressive on the first pitch. Almante had a couple of hits in last night's game and a bunt single.
So throw him the changeup, first pitch.
Fastball off the plate, 1-1. Now Monty is taking over in center field, and they made some major changes. Michael Bourne, Steve Swisher, they both were sent to Atlanta in exchange for Chris Johnson, who's just been activated today with the expanded rosters. Little chopper towards second, big hop for Goins, easy play for the second baseman. A leadoff single. Cleveland strands a base runner, and the defense once again. Early on, Ryan Goins earns another red star in the book with this terrific catch in foul territory to help out Estrada.
Keep his pitches down. Now, he said when he's good, he's down and locates his fastball, then throws the changeup off of it. As far as breaking ball is concerned, Francona told me that is the pitch he's still developing. When it's in there, it really helps him. When it's not there, it really hurts him. As with a lot of young and inexperienced pitchers, he's still working on that third pitch. So, Buck, as far as Francona is concerned, the key for Anderson tonight, get command of that fastball, and all his secondary pitches will take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's pretty much a good formula for Cody Anderson. You keep the ball down, especially this team, and he had trouble getting the ball down in the first inning. That led to the Blue Jays' run. Justin Smoke starts at first base. Came in the game last night as a defensive replacement in the 7th inning. Goes after the first pitch, and boy, they got a shift on him. Ramirez was out in right field. The second baseman throws him out. One down.
Well, let's take a look at that scouting report for the 24-year-old right-hander for the Cleveland Indians. This is Cody Anderson. The fastball, low 90s fastball. He throws it 63% of the time. The changeup is a good pitch for him. He's got very good action on that. He'll cut the ball at times. Curveball, he only throws it 3% of the time, and there's not a lot of opportunity for that. On the flip side of this scouting report, what the Blue Jays have been doing, they've been watching film on him, and they know that he doesn't have that third pitch, fastball changeup, so they're going to look for one or the other, especially early in the count.
Cody Anderson was a 14th round pick by the Indians in 2011. He came from a junior college, Feather River Junior College in Quincy, California. And you wonder where Quincy is? It is northwest of Lake Tahoe. Northern California in the mountains. It is a gorgeous little community. And I say little, it's probably maybe 2,500, 3,000 people. It's a small town in the mountains. It's a beautiful country. I can say that because I grew up not far from there.
I was just going to say, you sound like you know what you're talking about, and I know you're from that area.
Down in Navarro with 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. Right back to the mound. Anderson has it and throws it over Santana. He was able to make a play. You know what? And coaches will tell you all the time, hey, you never know, they might throw it away. And there's an example of it. Don't assume anything.
Well, this one almost ends up down the right field line, right back to the pitcher. Now Crow hops and then throws a grenade over to first base, and it almost ends up down the right field line, but able to make the play.
Well, they can all laugh about it right now, but if that goes over Santana's head, it's a different story. That's why they always tell pitcher, step and throw.
Step and throw. Catchers used to yell that, right? Spring training.
Well, you remember, we got to tell pitchers everything. That's why they have the catchers. 2 outs now. Kevin Pillar. Pillar had a single in his last at bat in the 9th as they were trying to rally in the 9th inning. It is hit to Ursula, and he throws across the diamond. 3 up, 3 down. 8 pitches. Results in 3 ground ball outs for Cody Anderson.
Bigger. Starting Monday, Jeff Blair and Kevin Barker break down all the news and stories. It will now go for a full 2 hours. Every weekday starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Buck, I think they can find enough to talk about in 2 hours, especially Mr. Blair.
Absolutely, there's a lot to talk about. We've got pennant races ahead, and the Blue Jays are in a pennant race for the first time since '93, so why not pick up an extra hour? Yankees and Blue Jays, they're going to go toe-to-toe 7 times in the month of September. Pat, both teams have 31 games left, including their games tonight. The Blue Jays have 3 off days. The Yankees only have 2 off days, and the Yankees finish up playing 17 straight games, including a 3-game series against the New York Mets at Citi Field.
That's going to be really interesting. The last couple of weeks of the season, 17 straight days for the Yankees to finish off the season. But there's something about that team. It's going to go back and forth. This thing's not going to get settled till right at the end.
Going to be a fun month. This is the 3rd baseman, Giovanni Ursula. Ursula has really impressed the Indians with his defense. He can really play third base.
And the offense just hasn't caught up to it just yet. But they're blessed with some good young players, this Indians team. They're going to be around for a while.
Well, the foundation of this team is on the mound, and they've got some good starters. Two and one to the 3rd baseman. Marco Estrada got a shot at setting a career high in innings pitched. He's also already established a career high in wins. Ground ball. Tulowitzki at short, throws on the run as he always does. Well, the Blue Jays as a team, their starters went 18-4 in the month of August, and you look at what the top three pitchers did in this month. Estrada, Price, and Hutchison all had great months.
Great months. The whip, every one of them under 1. The earned run average just over 2. And it wasn't just Estrada, Price, and Hutchison. Burley, I believe, won 4 games, and Dickey won 4 games in the month of August. The pitchers were getting deep into the ball game. The offense was taking care of everything else, and then the bullpen was finishing it off. Blue Jays are hoping to have a repeat performance here in the month of September.
Drew Hutchison went 4-0, as did R.A. Dickey in the month of August. So fly ball. Ben Revere backpedaling. Now he's got to come in a couple of steps. Jose Ramirez is retired. 2 down. Well, the Blue Jays had a terrific month of August. When you look at it, as far as the win percentage, it was their best month ever. 21-6. Best in franchise history, and that goes back to some pretty good ball clubs.
It goes back to the great starting pitching that they got, and then the defense, and then the bullpen. I mean, everything was clicking for the Jays. The best winning percentage in team history. And I'll tell you what, those 6 losses, every one of those games, they could have won those too. I mean, they were in every game in the month of August.
Back to the top of the order for Cleveland. Jason Kipnis flied out to Revere and left. (2-0). Kipnis started hitting leadoff when the Blue Jays were first in Cleveland way back in April. He got off to a slow start, and Terry Francona, in an effort to get him going, put him in the #1 spot. And boy, did he get going.
It worked. He had some kind of series against the Blue Jays, didn't he? A 4-game series?
He sure did. He had 8 hits in the series, and now he is the 3rd best hitter in the American League behind his teammate and Miguel Cabrera. Shallow pop up into center. Pilar has plenty of time to get there and makes the catch. Marco Estrada has retired 6 in a row. He needs just 10 pitches in the 3rd. Terrific play here tonight defensively, but the pleasant surprise for the Blue Jays is the fact that he's really swinging the bat well lately.
Maybe that bat is starting to catch up with that great glove that he has had out there. Look at the month of August that Ryan has put together. A .314 batting average. How about his on-base percentage? He's having good at-bats. He's mixing in his walks, hitting down in the lineup for the Blue Jays, and basically he's taking what the pitcher's giving him. When he's pitching him tough, pitching him away, he just slaps the ball the other way.
Ryan Goins has gone through a few different hitting coaches. And he's been committed to making some adjustments that they're suggesting, and sometimes too much information can create some problems. Remember, he went to Kansas City, spent some time with Kevin Seitzer a couple off seasons ago. Brooke Jacoby and Eric Goins, they're pretty much a low-key tandem. It's kind of like, let's stand back and see what we have, and then talk to the players about what they think is going on.
Well, the one thing he did is that little move right there. Put that bat on that shoulder. That just rests your whole upper body. It allows you to swing the bat freely. When he had the bat up over his head, I just thought there was a lot of tension in his shoulders.
Boy, that's the key word, tension. That bat is resting right on his shoulder, and then he just moves it off his shoulder. George Brett was my teammate in Kansas City, and Charlie Lau was our hitting coach, and that's exactly how he got Brett started. Put that bat right at the point of his shoulder, let it rest there, and then just push it back as he's ready to go.
That's why you saw that pine tar on George's shoulder, his left shoulder, right?
Just resting that bat on the shoulder. Ben Revere, leadoff man, he'll be next. This is another thing Goins has done very well. Not chasing pitches. And he takes a walk. A leadoff walk here in the third. Back to the top of the order. Once again, the bottom part of the Blue Jays batting order has done a great job of getting on base, setting the table for the top of the order.
And now this gives John Gibbons a couple of options if he wants to start the runner, maybe play hit and run with Ben Revere. The Indians think he's going to bunt. Ursula is way in at third base.
And that's part of the reason they throw to first base, just to see if Revere will tip his hand. Revere not showing bunt, takes a strike.
You know, I like that ability to drop a bunt down like that, where you can pull that third baseman in and then just slap the ball by him. And then Revere can do that with the best of them.
He certainly has the attention of the Indians infield. As a base hit, Goins read it well. He's going to make the turn. Here comes the throw from Chisenhall. It's not in time. Back-to-back base runners here in the third. A leadoff walk and a single by Revere.
Ryan Gomes was out here early working with Tim Leeper on a play just like that. He was teaching him, Leeper was teaching him to keep the feet moving when you take your secondary lead, so you can go either way, back to the bag or you can go on to second base, and it works out perfectly. You see him moving his feet right there. He read the ball off the bat, and that is going to allow him to get all the way to third base on that single to short right field. You can always improve yourself as a baseball player. Get out here and work at it. And Goins was out here earlier, and it pays off.
Fundamentals of the game will help you no matter how much you have played. Donaldson now. He scored a run in the first. Josh Donaldson has now scored 102 runs to go along with his 108 RBIs. The only man in baseball that's scored 100 and driven in 100. And he'd love to stir the pot. He pushes it, and Anderson is going to stop. He looks to first and throws out Donaldson. Donaldson was trying to push it toward the second baseman. An improvised safety squeeze, if you will, but the pitcher came and made a good play. He checked Goins back to third.
He bounced off that mound. Donaldson thinking trying to get the runner in this way, tries to push it by the pitcher. Look at where Anderson catches that ball. I mean, he came off that mound quickly and made a very aggressive play, checked the runner at third base. So it'll move Revere into scoring position.
Second and third, one out for Jose Bautista. Donaldson credited with a sacrifice bunt. Sets the table for Bautista. For Donaldson, that's his second sac bunt of the season, his third of his career. Obviously, he's not going to do that very often, but he was bunting for a base hit. Just didn't get it by the pitcher.
Yeah, that would have been twofold. I get where he was going with that. You get the run in, and you also get Revere in the scoring position. You probably get yourself a base hit. But he just bunted it back to the mound.
No place to hide for Anderson. He's behind Bautista 3-0, and he's got the big man on deck.
Got to give Jose the green light if you feel comfortable right here.
He just doesn't chase bad pitches. He singled in his first at bat. Encarnacion with an RBI on a sac fly. Swinging a drive down the left field line, but it's foul. A 3-0 pitch, and he drilled it, but got out in front just a bit as it hooked foul. John Gibbons wants the umpire to have a look at it. He's out of the dugout. He's going to talk to Jerry Meals, the home plate umpire. He said, Jerry, that was hit so hard and so low. I think even you great umpires probably didn't have a good look at it.
One more time down the left field line. It's got plenty of distance. And it got out of here so quickly. Jose is trying to keep that thing fair. You see him trying to lean, but that ball's going to be foul.
Yeah, and Gibbons will give up his discussion with the umpire. You can see it was clearly foul, but boy, oh boy, was that a hard hit ball. 1-0 Blue Jays. Goins at third with the leadoff walk. Then Revere singled. He's now at second. That's going to be out of play down the right side. Brian Goins had the leadoff walk to start the inning. Ben Revere then singled to right center and was bunted to second base by Josh Donaldson. And now Bautista with a 3-2 count. One out, and Encarnacion on deck.
Base open at first base. You got to think he's going to throw the changeup right here.
He's got some room to work. Looks like an off-speed pitch. Bautista wants to regroup.
Tell you, that's what it looked like from up here, that they were going to go with the changeup.
Fly ball to left. Brantley's over. He's going to make the catch. Tagging is Goins at third, and Bautista picks up the second run of the game. Another sac fly by the Blue Jays. That gives them 50 for the season.
Boy, if Jose could have waited back a fraction of a second longer, he hits that ball out of the ballpark. But it was a changeup, and it was up, and he was out front just a little bit. You can see him smiling just a little bit. He knows that he just missed that one. Just missed it.
Mickey Callaway, the pitching coach for the Indians, is out, and you can bet this is a conversation about Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin had a sacrifice fly in the first inning. They've got first base open. Revere's at second. There are 2 outs. You want to walk him?
Why not? I mean, he's the hottest hitter on the planet right now. I mean, just take a look at some of the numbers of what he has done in the month of August. He's #1 in the American League in batting average, over 400 for the month. An OPS of 1.3. He had 11 home runs, 35 RBIs. That tied his teammate Josh Donaldson. He's second hitter with runners in scoring position. That's little league numbers right there.
He slugged .919 in the month of August. That is slugging percentage, not OPS. If you're going to pitch to him, you pitch to him to get him out. I don't think he'll ask a rookie pitcher to pitch around a big hitter. You're either going to walk him or you're going to pitch to him to get him out.
That's a good changeup right there. If you pitch around him and say, well, first base is open, you're liable to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And you're going to get hurt.
And you don't have the experienced arm on the mound that the rest of the starters give you. This is just the 10th start for Cody Anderson. Boy, he can take some close pitches. And even 300 for Encarnacion in clutch situations. I can't imagine them throwing him a strike here.
Unless it's a mistake. The only strikeout of the night by Anderson is that guy right there, Tulowitzki. That was in the first inning.
A 2-run walk, second walk of the inning. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Pineda is 3-2 for his career against the Red Sox. Porcello, the starter for Boston, is 4-3 against the Yankees. Tomorrow in Boston, it'll be Masahiro Tanaka against Henry Owens, the young left-hander. Then the Yankees, just like the Blue Jays, will have Thursday off. They'll pick things up on Friday against Tampa Bay in New York. Troy Tulowitzki with 2 outs. Tulowitzki struck out on a breaking ball his first time up. Ball in the dirt. Interesting the way the Blue Jays have scored a run here in the third. A leadoff walk, a base hit, a sacrifice bunt by Donaldson, and a sacrifice fly by Bautista. Not a typical Blue Jays rally.
Yes, normally base hit, home run. Double. Sack bunt, sack fly. Blue Jays have a run.
But you know what's good about this is the Blue Jays are showing how multi-dimensional they are. They understand how to play the game, and Donaldson was aware that this is a good pitching staff.
Yes, and a good bullpen. So fundamental hitting. They practice it every day in batting practice. Take 2, go to right field, play with the infield in, hit the ball into the outfield. It's a good, fundamentally sound offense. There's going to be times where you're not hitting home runs, so you have to manufacture some runs.
Gomes does a good job of being the leader of this pitching staff, whether it's experienced Corey Kluber or a relatively inexperienced Cody Anderson. He'll take charge. He'll take responsibility. The game is on him. He feels like that's his responsibility to take the pressure off the pitcher.
I think he picked up that Revere might have been giving some location.
Hit hard, but right to Lindor at short. They go to second for the force out. That ends the inning, but the Blue Jays add a run in the bottom of the third and take a 2-0 lead as we head to the fourth.
Sportsnet. Presented by the all-new 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Rogers Center has been the place to be for a lot of baseball fans, and they are pouring in record numbers. Another great crowd here on hand last night. Promised to be about the same tonight. 46,643 in attendance last night. Game 2 of a 3-game series. The Blue Jays will be off on Thursday. Then the Baltimore Orioles will come to town for a weekend series beginning on Friday night. Francisco Lindor takes the first pitch strike. Lindor is from Caguas, Puerto Rico, but he went to high school in Florida. And he was drafted the first round by Cleveland. Back up the middle to Tulowitzki behind second. Throws on the run in time. Since Troy Tulowitzki has joined the Blue Jays have committed just 12 errors. That's the fewest in the American League.
And they're getting to these balls that used to be base hits up the middle. And with those long strides, and he's able to throw on the run, he gets a very good hitter and a fast runner in Lindor. You can see how long his legs are and how he can get to those balls in just a few strides.
Another red star in the book for Troy Tulowitzki. It is such an important play to start an inning. I mean, that's a base hit up the middle. Then you got the second best hitter in the American League coming to the plate.
Yeah.
But now there's nobody on and one out.
And it could lead to a big inning. You put Marco Estrada in the stretch position, but he comes and he makes that play. Now he gets to face Brantley without anybody on.
Tulowitzki obviously not hitting like he's used to. But boy, he hasn't missed a step with the glove.
Hey, he's a gamer. He comes to win every single day, and he'll hit. I don't think anybody's worried about that. I'll tell you what, he has solidified this defense.
There's a drive to right. Bautista looking up, and that good defensive play has saved a run for Estrada. Brantley hits the home run, his 12th of the season, and the Indians are on the board.
Cleveland doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but they've got talented hitters in that lineup. And that's one of them right there. Michael Brantley with number 12.
That's just the 107th home run the Indians have hit. That's the third fewest in the American League.
Quick on the inner half right there. No wasted motion from Brantley. And he knows that one's gone.
Santana pulls it to Goins, who's out in right field, and that's 2 outs now.
Brantley is hitting 320, over 320. This is going to be a 74th RBI. That's a pretty swing.
He's really come into his own since he's taken over every day in the outfield, and that average continues to climb. Two outs. This is Lonnie Chisenhall. Chisenhall was retired on a fine defensive play by Ryan Goins, a pop-up way down the right field line in foul territory. Chisenhall was down in AAA Columbus, didn't get recalled till July 30th. So he has been up and down a little bit. But you're right, he's made the transition to the outfield fairly effectively.
He looks very good in the outfield. They're going with one of their young players at third base, so Chisenhall's going to move into the outfield. He can hit. I mean, he has shown that he can hit against the Blue Jays.
Hit 280 last year for Cleveland, 142 games. Had 13 homers and 59 RBIs. Tonight, just his 78th game of the season. Covers that pitch pretty well and fouls it up.
He's been waiting for that pitch, that whole at bat right there. It's the first changeup he threw to him.
Chisenhall played 114 games at third base last season. This year, early in the year, he started 45 games at third. Another changeup, pulled the smoke. He'll wave off the pitcher and step on the bag. The home run makes it a 2-1 Blue Jays lead. Justin Smoke will start things off. He'll be followed by the catcher Deanna Navarro and Kevin Pillar. The Blue Jays lead at 2-1 as they're set to bat bottom of the fourth.
Game changer. Get closer to the action with breaking news, scores, stats, and video highlights. Plus, watch the Blue Jays live from anywhere. But during the break, Jamie Campbell had the highlights of the Red Sox-Yankees game and showed that the Yankees are trailing 1-0, and this place erupted. It's so much fun right now for the Blue Jays fans to follow their team and follow what's going on with the Yanks.
It's going to be a great month of baseball, and obviously Blue Jays will play into October, their final series against Tampa Bay will be in October. Justin Smoke, Deanna Navarro, and Kevin Pillar for the Jays in the fourth. Pitch looked like it was off the plate outside, and that's why Smoke is asking about it with Jerry Meals, the home plate umpire. There's a breaking ball. We haven't seen too many of those yet from Anderson.
It's been his best one. He's thrown a couple of them. That was his best one.
Changeup off the end of the bat. Santana will step on first base. Smoke's retired. Changeup has been the most effective pitch for Anderson so far.
Starting to get it in a pretty good place right now. Got one up to Bautista, and Jose was able to get the ball into the outfield for a sacrifice fly. That time he really messed with the timing of Justin Smoke.
Giovanni Navarro grounded out to the pitcher in the second, bounced it right back to the pitcher through the first to retire the catcher. Oh, 0-1. Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead. Michael Brantley with a solo home run top half of the fourth. The changeup that's fouled outside of first. Anderson went on the disabled list, and they suggested he had a sore oblique, probably more than anything. They just wanted to minimize his innings. He's a young starter that they want to make sure they manage his innings very effectively, and there's a good breaking ball. More of a curve ball, and that one strikes out Navarro.
He began this season in Double-A with the Akron Ball Club. That's another good breaking ball. Look at the spin, the tight spin on that one. He went 3-2 there in 10 starts. He was also the minor league pitcher of the month for April in the Indians organization. Went to Triple-A, spent some time in Triple-A, and here he is in the big leagues.
Just foul up and in as Pilar pulls it foul. We mentioned the Triple-A stint for Cody Anderson. 13 Triple-A starts. Good numbers. Opponents hitting just .240 against him in a whip just over 1. And the home runs allowed, that suggests he's got that good sinking fastball and a changeup that keeps hitters off stride.
Yeah, doesn't get the ball up. He won his Triple-A debut at Toledo on June the 6th. You know who he was matched up against? Justin Verlander. Verlander was down on a rehab, so he was up against the big right-hander from Detroit.
Pilar hits it on the ground to Lindor. It's short. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the 5th. The Blue Jays lead it 2-1. Now time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. Got a .319 earned run average at the start of this game, and he does not get the credit for the season he's put together. When you compare him to some of the other notable pitchers around the American League, he matches up very favorably.
These are two of the best in the American League on the right. Chris Sale from the White Sox and King Felix Hernandez of the Seattle Mariners. Look at the numbers from those guys and then slide over and look at what Marco Estrada has done. Matching up with some of the best in the American League. He's doing it a little bit differently than those other two. He's doing it with a little bit of finesse and using all of his pitches, but he's hitting his spots. And I'll tell you what, we talk about David Price being a free agent, and R.A. Dickey has an option, and Mark Burley. Marco Estrada is not signed for next year. He's a free agent also.
He sure is, having his best season by far. Since Yan Gomes, the catcher, he struck out on a changeup. He goes after the first pitch and lifts a high pop into shallow right. Ryan Goins going out, and this one's in fair territory. Makes an easy play up. One pitch, one out here in the fifth. But Estrada, you know, you look at his numbers and you say, well, geez, he doesn't throw very hard, and he doesn't have a real wipeout breaking ball, but he's got the fifth best opponent's batting average in all of baseball for the month of August. And you're talking about Jake Arrieta, Carlos Carrasco, Matt Harvey. Raciel Iglesias of the Cincinnati Reds has really pitched well in his 6 starts. He's allowed 20 hits in 39 2/3 innings, but Estrada is the 5th best in baseball.
Well, let's look at that. Who did he beat? Who did he pitch against? And it wasn't Swiss cheese, I'll tell you that. There were some good teams in the month of August. The New York Yankees twice. He beat them once and lost once. At the Angels, he beat the Angels. Pitched well against Texas. Texas has scored a bunch of runs. In Minnesota, he beat them to open up the month. Some pretty decent hitting teams that he...
Yeah, and he only gave up 1 run on 4 hits to the Rangers. Abraham Almante. That's 3-0 now to the center fielder. Urschela is on deck, the third baseman. A 4-pitch walk or 1-out walk. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. JP Arancibia is back behind the plate as a catcher. He came up when Kurt Casale was placed on a disabled list with a hamstring problem for Arancibia. He picks up his 2nd and 3rd RBI of the season.
Just called up for Tampa Bay, so we'll see JP later this month.
Giovanni Urschela, he is the 3rd baseman. Terry Francona in his 3rd season as the manager. They've made some changes mid-season, and he likes the life that this team has right now with the insertion of the youth, especially the shortstop Lindor. Urschela is another one that they've added, and he's played quite a bit at 3rd base, so the kids have brought a little energy and a little life to his ball club, and he's very pleased about that. When they traded Swisher and Bourne to Atlanta, Francona called in Kipnis and Brantley and some of the other veterans. John Gomes says, fellas, we're not waving the white flag. We're not giving up on this season. We're just going to change directions. There goes the runner. The ball is hit high in the air to right. Bautista over near the foul line makes the catch, a fair ball. Almante has to hustle back to first base. 2 down.
The all-new 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Jose with his eye on that ball. Never takes his eye off the baseball. He's got a feel for where he is. Down in that corner, there's not a lot of room down there in that right field corner, but Jose played that one beautifully.
Almante bluffed a break at first.
You know, you were talking about energy and some of the kids that they have brought up. This team has taken a all different look, totally different look once they picked up Almante from San Diego for Mark Zepchinski. He's given them some life offensively and in center field.
There's a base hit right over the mound on the bat of Jose Ramirez. Almante stops at second. A 2-out single. That's just the third hit for Cleveland.
That ball was right back up the middle, and it looked like Marco was thinking about catching with his bare hand and then said, get that bare hand out of the way. Let that ball go into center field just for a second there. It looked like he was going to try and reach up for it.
Yeah, he thought better of it, and that was a wise move. Well, Monte's now at second. Ramirez at first. Back to the top of the order. Jason Kipnis is 0 for 2. Couple of fly ball outs. Upstairs. Estrada walked Almante on 4 pitches after getting Yan Gomes on 1 pitch to fly out to right.
We've seen this a couple of times this year from Marco. It loses that release point at some time during the game, but then brings it back. A lot of times it's when he's falling too far off that mound towards first base. He's got to stay in his lanes just a little bit more.
That changeup gets him back into the at-bat. Boy, that's a great point, Pat. We have seen it, and it's a matter of 8, 10, 12 pitches. He just loses it, and then all of a sudden it comes back. But you're right, it's all about fastball command.
It's fastball command and his release point and not falling off too much. It's just keep that momentum going towards home plate. That'll help you keep that ball down.
Three and one. This is where that phrase "try easier" always comes in handy for a pitcher. Don't try to muscle it up. The rookie is on deck, Lindor. Toronto has a 2-1 lead. The Indians threatening here in their half of the 5th. It's going to reach the seats. It's interesting. We mentioned the Blue Jays and their troubles in the first inning. They've allowed 96 first inning runs. And then the second toughest inning for them is the 5th. 77 runs allowed in the 5th inning. This has always been a hurdle for them.
He's missing with the fastball. Might have to throw him an off-speed pitch here.
3-2, 2 outs. The runners will be off on the pitch. Struck him out. He went back upstairs and gets a big strikeout. Second strikeout of the night that protects that 1-run lead.
comfy green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone tonight are guests of TD. Today, share a video or photo showing your Blue Jays spirit using the hashtag TD Tuesday and tag @BlueJays for a chance to win. Meanwhile, over in the Jays Care Community Clubhouse, our special guest from Childhood Cancer Canada, as September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Buck?
Welcome to the ballpark and at Jays Care Community Clubhouse. A great place for people to enjoy the ball game. We're glad you're here. Jays Care Foundation doing a terrific job of engaging themselves in this community and across Canada. Ryan Goins got it started in the third inning, and leadoff walk came around to score the second Blue Jay run. That's the difference in this ball game. Goins, we talked about his improved plate discipline in August. He had 16 walks, had a .442 on-base percentage for the month of August. And you know what? You start seeing the ball better, the hits will follow.
Yeah, and you start playing consistently, getting out there, having more at-bats, good things are going to happen. That's all he needs to do. Play great defense, we've seen that, and just have good at-bats. Take your walks.
Nice play by Ramirez, gets to his feet and takes a hit away from Goins. Goins has done that plenty playing on defense, and this time they turn the tables on Ryan Goins. Nice play.
Indians have some nice athletes on their infield right here. This looked like it was a clean base hit. Even if he comes up with it looked like Ryan was rounding, thinking that that ball was going to make it. But even if he comes up with that, I didn't think he had a shot to get him at first base, but a nice strong throw gets the first out of the inning.
We told you the Indians are playing much improved baseball. They've won 6 straight ball games. That ties their season high. Ben Revere's 1 for 2. Pat, I got to tell you, Ben Revere's having good at-bats. When we first saw him, obviously just after the trade, it looked like he was pressing a bit, trying to come up with some big hits. But boy, look what he's done his last 12 games.
Staying within himself now, just doing the little things that he needs to do to be a contributor. And you're right, I thought once he came over here, he was going to try and wow everybody and try and make a statement.
It's a natural reaction when you come to a good ball club. Remember, he was in Philadelphia in last place. Comes over here with the Blue Jays and gets in the midst of this hot streak and says, you know what, I want to do something. Fights that one off.
All he needs to do is be Ben Revere, be his strengths. Have long at bats, get on base, make contact, mix in your base hits, play great left field, steal some bases. I mean, that's his game.
It's a pretty good description of him. 2-2 pitch, change up. He won't bite. Full count now. Battleson is on deck. Is slicing away from Michael Brantley and will reach the seats. Ben Revere, now 27 years old. He grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, graduated from high school. He was born in Atlanta, and Blue Jays will go down to Atlanta on their upcoming road trip. Ground ball. Ramirez near the bag at second. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. The AL East stacks up like this. The first place Toronto Blue Jays have a 1.5 lead over the New York Yankees. These two teams, the Yankees and Blue Jays, will play 7 more games in the month of September. And they should all be very interesting.
Oh, that 4-game series. Next road trip for the Blue Jays in New York should be a lot of fun.
The Blue Jays will go to Boston first and play a 3-game series starting on Monday. They'll play an afternoon game on Monday, Labor Day. And then after Wednesday, they'll go to New York to start a 4-game series on Thursday. Look at the hairdo, huh? You got the jersey and the hairdo. Well done. Pulled to the third baseman. Urschela takes it across the diamond. 3 ground ball outs for Cody Anderson, and we go to the 6th, and here comes the Home Hardware cleanup crew, brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. A run on 3 hits, and again that fastball has been very important for him.
Been using it just a little bit more, and he's had more success with it. This is the opponent's batting average versus his fastball from 2013, where it was 248. It jumped to 258 this year, 192, and he's using it a little bit more often. He's also using it at the top of the strike zone, and that really works well with his curveball and his changeup. So been using a lot of fastballs tonight, and that just follows the pattern that he has had this season, where they've hit just 192 against him.
This is a big inning for Estrada. Obviously, Lindor, Brantley, and Santana, 2, 3, and 4 in the Indians lineup, and that's a first pitch pop-up. Tulowitzki drifting back, and he calls for it, and he takes the catch. Michael Brantley again will bat with 1 out and nobody on, and that was the situation in the 4th when he stepped to the plate.
They got a fastball in the inner half, talking about fastball, and he puts it into the seats in right field for his 12th home run of the season. That cut that lead in half. That's where we sit right now at 2-1. You know, the fastball, we talk about it being 192 for the season. It's improved in the month of August. Batters are only hitting 129 against that fastball at Marco this month.
Michael Brantley, home run number 12, his last time up. There's a good fastball. Pat, you pointed it out. Boy, last inning, for some reason, we've seen this pattern from Estrada from time to time. He just lost the strike zone. He had a 4-pitch walk to Abraham Almante. He just really struggled with his fastball. There's another good fastball in a great spot. Little cutter.
That was a little cutter, something that he started throwing this spring to get in on the hands of the left-hander. But you're right, it's just, you know, something, you know, doesn't tick for a while, and he loses that release point. But to his credit, he has come right back. And he has found it. Looks like they're going to go upstairs.
One and two now, and Estrada hasn't thrown many curveballs. He threw the curveball second pitch of the ball game to Kipnis. Boy, this is screaming for a curveball right here.
Yeah, he's got a good one. And Deanna Navarro says, I really like his curveball. It's a pitch that I think that can really become a plus pitch for him.
Well, that's a good fastball, but Brantley got to it. He kept it in a good spot. Brantley turns on it and singles into right.
The all-new 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Very comfortable evening here in Toronto. Starting this game, it was 26 degrees. It's cooled off a little bit now, a little more comfortable. Carlos Santana extended his personal hit streak to 9 straight with a single in the second. Two and 0. A couple of pitches down.
Two and 0 now. You see the Blue Jays are going to play 3 infielders on the right side of that infield. Everybody over against Santana.
Donaldson and Tulowitzki talking about that assignment now because they shifted. So Donaldson and Tulowitzki having a conversation to make sure they have their signals straight. Bullpen starting to go to work. Mark Lowe, the big right-hander. Santana, along with Bautista, they both have the best strike zone recognition in the American League. They really work a pitcher over, and they're 1-2 and base on balls.
He's also their best power hitter, so he might have the green light here. 3-0.
There's a strike. Santana didn't think so. They threw a 3-0 changeup.
Changeup, 79 miles an hour. That's respect.
Brantley at first with the 1-out single, his second hit of the night. Popped up. Right side of the infield. Goins calls for it. Tulowitzki peels off, and the second baseman makes the catch. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Well, Estrada got a big pop-up off the bat of Santana. 2 outs now. Lonnie Chisenhall gets him to go after that first pitch. He made a good pitch with that fastball. It's a 2-1 ball game. Just popped up. Donaldson giving chase into foul ground. He'll get there and make the catch. Good job by Estrada. Pitch around the one-out single. Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead. Lead of the order coming up to bat, bottom of the sixth. Jose Bautista with a sac fly and a base hit. Encarnacion, a sac fly and an RBI. And Troy Tulowitzki. A very popular fan favorite, especially among the kids. Joey bats, and they got to stay in order to keep that message true.
Remember, I'm on your right, you're on my left. So when we get on TV,
yeah, you got to walk together, arm in arm, so you don't misspell Joey bats. Here is Jose Bautista, a single and a sac fly. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Popped up behind home plate. Gomes is there and makes the catch. 1 down. Edwin Encarnacion is 0 for 0. He has a sac fly and a walk. He's trying to extend his hit streak to 27 straight. Sean Green is the franchise leader. He had a 28-gamer in '99. For Encarnacion, the 26-game hit streak is the longest in the majors this season.
26, just 2 off Sean Green's pace in 1999. They haven't really pitched to him yet today. They might pitch to him here. Nobody on base. His first 2 times up, there were guys on base, and they chose not to pitch to him.
Good changeup, and Encarnacion went around. Ball and a strike.
The Indians have done a good job of developing young pitchers over the last couple of seasons.
Mickey Callaway is their pitching coach. He was in the minors for a long time with them, and they've got a good core of young arms.
That's another one. You mentioned him, a 14th round draft pick by the Indians in 2011, just 4 seasons ago. Here he is in the big leagues. He's holding his own.
Yeah, and he's got a great body for a pitcher. Line to Lindor. Encarnacion made a bid for a base hit, and Lindor has a smile. You mentioned he's from Caguas, Puerto Rico. Encarnacion went to high school in Caguas, Puerto Rico. And they have a tie. They played on the same baseball field in Puerto Rico. Obviously at different times, but Lindor knew Encarnacion's family. And Edwin went to high school there as his father went over to Puerto Rico to teach, and He was drafted because he went to high school in Puerto Rico.
I think we're going to see that a lot from Mr. Lindor over the next few years, taking away base hits. He's a good-looking player.
Just 21 years old. A switch hitter. Plays in the middle of the diamond. Troy Tulowitzki 0 for 2. Tulowitzki took a hit away from Lindor in the 4th. Jose Ramirez took a hit away from Ryan Goins in the 5th. These teams playing very good defense, and hits have been tough to come by.
Good pitching staffs, good defense, a lot of athletes out there covering a lot of ground.
Three and 0. Smoke is on deck. Givens may give Tulowitzki the green light just to see if he can't get him going.
Yep, I would. Cody Anderson doesn't give up a lot of home runs with that sinker. It's 3-0. You got to figure he's going to throw him a fastball.
He had the green light. Ryan Webb is throwing in the Indians bullpen. It's a 2-1 ball game. Tulowitzki hits it to center. Almante over quickly, gets there and makes the grab. The Blue Jays go down in order in their half of the 6th. We'll go to the 7th. Another tough pitchers duel. 2-1 Blue Jays.
Live or on demand in True HD with MLB.TV Premium. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and much more. It also includes a free At-Bat 15 subscription. Watch baseball at home, at the office, or on the go. Season-long subscription packages are available. Visit BlueJays.com for more details and a look at the At-Bat 15. And the New York Yankees are in the exact same situation as the Blue Jays are right now, leading the Red Sox 2-1, and also a very well-pitched game at Fenway Park, Buck.
Low-scoring game at Fenway, low-scoring game here at Rogers Center. We move to the 7th. It'll be Yan Gomes, Abraham Almante, and Giovanni Urschela. Gomes has struck out and flied out. .219 for the season for the catcher. Well, that's a good changeup. Boy, he was dialed in on that glove of Navarro.
Again, surprised we haven't seen that many curveballs. But pitchers will do that. They might feel like they don't have the feel for that breaking ball, that curveball, and then it doesn't come out. He doesn't use it.
Well, he's only given up 4 hits in a single run.
It's not like he's been terrible or anything like that.
He and Navarro have worked so well together, and you know they communicate in between innings. Hey, I just don't feel good about my curveball. Two balls, 2 strikes. Gomes leading off the 7th. Fastball hit to center field and deep. Pilar is going to give up on it, and it's out of the ballpark. Yan Gomes, with his 10th home run of the season, has tied it up.
Boy, it was almost like Yan Gomes was waiting for that fastball, and they tried to slip it by him that time to no avail. Gomes with number 10, RBI number 37, and he ties it up with 1 swing.
Pair of solo home runs by the Indians. Fastball down and in, and Gomes hit it hard. Straightaway center. Center fielder Abraham Almante.
$21 of them last year for Gomes. That's number 10.
Yeah, he's just now rounding into shape after missing significant time with that knee injury. He's a good hitter. He was on the disabled list over 6 weeks of the season. Changeup pulled to the first baseman. Smoke will hustle to the bag and beat Almante.
Want to go down and away with this pitch. It looked like he lost his balance, couldn't finish it off, and I think he knew right there from the sound of the bat that that one had a chance to go out. Players are always talking, aren't they? Giving information to each other.
That's Cody Anderson and Gomes talking about the Blue Jay hitters, obviously. Anderson now in a tie game. He's only allowed 2 runs on 3 hits. Urschela, the third baseman, fouls back the first pitch. The Blue Jays, they've scored 2 runs here tonight, and their record isn't very good when they score 2 runs or less. They're 4-27.
They only scored in 1 inning last night.
Donaldson gets an in-between hop, waits on it, and throws in time. Donaldson was kind of stuck in the middle right there. Do I come after it or play it on the short hop? Made nice play.
But you know what he did? He stayed low on that one so he can get a good angle on it. Good play right there. That's 2 outs now with a couple of curveballs from Estrada.
Lots of kids here on this Tuesday night wrapping up their summer. School will start very soon and be a different story. Jose Ramirez is 1 for 2, the second baseman. Boy, it's such an advantage to have 4 switch hitters in your lineup. Ramirez is the 4th in the number 9 spot. Ramirez, Lindor, Santana, and Almante. That's some real versatility.
They don't have a left-hander on their bench tonight.
Two balls, two strikes, 2 outs. The Indians have tied it up here in the top of the 7th. They lead off home run by Yan Gomes. Tulowitzki to his right, a couple of steps, fires in time. The inning is over, but Cleveland has tied it up. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Justin Smoke will lead things off in this 2-2 game.
Baseball players with college eligibility. It is the Tournament 12 presented by New Era and Roberto Alomar. It goes September 14th through the 18th at Rogers Center. For tickets, go to bluejays.com/T12. Who knows, Buck? Maybe some of these kids can become the next Dalton Pompe.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity for these Canadian young ball players to come out and put their skills on display in front of college coaches. New pitcher into the game, Ryan Webb. Interesting that they would take Cody Anderson out, but remember, he's just come off the disabled list. And they turned things over to Ryan Webb in this 2-2 game.
Anderson threw 83 pitches, 51 of them for strikes, and felt that he had a good sinker. This guy's even better in 32 games. He's had pretty good numbers. They got him from the Dodgers, who actually released him at the beginning part of April. And he has pitched very well out of that bullpen. He's got 97-mile-an-hour heavy sinking fastball. Tough to get the ball in the air against him.
Dodgers released him on April 13th. The Indians signed him on the 14th. Smoke fouls off that first pitch. We knew this Indians starting staff would be tough. Blue Jays coming into this series, coming off a 3-game sweep of the Tigers. They scored 29 runs in 3 games. Different story against the Indians. Estrada. Bautista has been very diligent in keeping his body loose, using all those yoga moves to stay loose during the course of a game. Smoke behind 0-2. was slicing toward the seats, and Smoke gets one into the seats down left side. He stayed back on that ball pretty well. It looked like it might have been a breaking ball. It was away from it.
Didn't go out there and try and get it, let it come to him. You were talking about the Indians starting rotation pretty good. Their bullpen's not bad either. They are, as a team, 5th in the American League in relief pitching earned run average, just over 3, and they don't give up many home runs.
Second fewest home runs allowed by a bullpen, 33 to be exact. Blue Jays have done a pretty good job in that department as well. They've only allowed 38 home runs. Bottom of the 7th, it's a 2-2 game. Webb began his career with the San Diego Padres. He was drafted by Oakland but made it to the big leagues for the first time with San Diego in 2009. Boy, he's got late sink on that fastball. Johnny Navarro was on deck. It is September 1st, and you can expand your roster beyond the 25-man limit. And there is Dalton Pompe. That's what they got him here for. Get that leadoff man on in a tie ball game late in the game, and he'll come on and pinch run.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier about, okay, where does he fit on this team? He can steal a base. I was talking to some of the Blue Jay coaches today about his role here, and he's got speed. He can steal a base. Well, this is the situation right here. Dustin Smoke walks to lead off the 7th inning. You pinch run for him. If you elect to steal him or send him or start that runner, he has the ability to steal a base.
He was 2 for 2 in limited action with the big league club early in the season. Then he went back down to the minors. Spent time in AA and AAA. In 2 stops, Pompe had 23 steals in the minor leagues this season. Not running here. Navarro goes after the first pitch, and it's a fly ball to left. Brantley coming in. Navarro's retired on 1 pitch.
The all-new 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Marco Estrada has allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. Both runs the product of solo home runs. It's a 2-2 game. Pompe got a great jump. Gomes' throw is not in time. Oh, he got a good jump. And you know what? Webb unloaded quickly. But Pompe read it perfectly.
Got 1 foot on that carpet. They went on that first movement from Ryan Webb and really didn't give young Gomes a chance. You can see there he goes. Look how low he is, staying in that stance as he heads towards second base. And that's a big stolen base. He stole it easily.
Ramirez, the second baseman, is shadowing Pompe at second. Pilar takes one up and away. It's 2-0. Gomes going out to talk to his pitcher, probably reminding him, hey, just focus on me. Don't worry about that guy at second. They'll take care of him. Pilar has grounded out twice, once to third, once to short. Pompe checking the outfielders.
That's what you want to do if you're that runner at second base. See where they're playing, so you can read that ball off the bat.
There he goes to third. No throw.
Taking off once again. The pitch was called a strike, but no throw from Gomes as Dalton Pompe steals third. That's going to bring the infield in now. The count's 2-1 on Pilar. And the infield, especially on the corners, are way in. Look at the first baseman, Santana.
Third is Pompe. He's going to score. Pilar with the third sacrifice fly of the game. Blue Jays manufacture another run.
You know what? If you have thoughts about getting into the playoffs, you're going to run into some great pitching. So you can't rely on the home run. You got to score runs in different ways, and you got to manufacture runs. Blue Jays do it with a walk, a couple of stolen bases, and another sacrifice fly to take the lead.
What a different approach tonight by the Blue Jays offense, but it's very effective. They have a 3-2 lead. Goins goes up the middle. Revere makes another good play and a scoop by Santana. Goins has been robbed twice by the second baseman, Jose Ramirez. And he's letting him know about it. So the Blue Jays have a 3-2 lead. Aaron Sanchez will come on to pitch the eighth. Bat rack, polishing up his lumber just in case they might need him. Look at Brooke Jacoby behind him, the hitting coach, saying, hey, put it away, big boy. We got enough big bats of our own.
David was out there today working on his bunting. He wanted to hit. He got batting gloves going and everything like that, but he was bunting. Maybe he was thinking about that trip to Atlanta in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he said during BP today that the American League is the no-fun league because pitchers don't get to hit. What a terrific teammate. Aaron Sanchez on to work the eighth inning. Marco Estrada is the pitcher of record.
There are the numbers for Aaron. 6-5, 309 earned run average. He has fit so nicely in that eighth inning. As soon as Dalton Pompe stole that second base, he got up, and he got up in a hurry very quickly. He's been pounding that strike zone with that fastball. Another defensive change for the Blue Jays. Chris Colabello has come in to play first base. after they pinch ran for Justin Smoke. Good for Dalton Pompe. Huh?
Boy, right on. Dalton comes up after a disappointing start to his season and has an impact immediately in his first game back. 2 stolen bases. He scored the go-ahead run. Sanchez ahead of Kipnis. Now it's 1-1. The last time the Indians saw Sanchez, it was as a starter. He was the winning pitcher in Game 3 in that 4-game series back in Cleveland early in May. He matched up against Corey Kluber. That's a strike.
He just gets tremendous movement on that fastball. As hitters, you can't give up on it. I think that ball might ride high, and it just dives right into the strike zone.
Right back to Sanchez. He'll take his time. Colabello was at first. 1 down. Marco Estrada. Another terrific start here tonight. Estrada throws 90 pitches over his 7 innings. He allowed 2 runs on 5 hits, both solo home runs, accounting for the 2 Indians run. And this is the reaction as he got the sac fly into center, and the Blue Jays have the lead.
Well,
he's the pitcher of record.
Yeah, he knows he's the pitcher of record now if they can hold on as they manufacture a run. He did a great job. This is a pesky Indians team with a lot of good hitters. Marco gave him 7 innings tonight and just gave up 2 runs.
John Gibbons Ball Club using a totally different approach tonight. They haven't hit a home run. They've had 3 sacrifice flies and a sacrifice bunt by Josh Donaldson of all people. Lindor getting his first taste of that Sanchez bowling ball sinker. Let's not forget about Justin Smoke and his leadoff walk. Took a tough pitch, walked to start the inning, gave way to the pinch runner Pompe, who stole 2nd and 3rd and scored on the sac fly.
Giovanni Navarro is into the game, I'll tell you that. It's not just about play calling, it's about moving the defense where you want him, because he knows where he wants to pitch. He was trying to get the attention of Ben Revere, moving him in, thinking that Lindor is going to get one of these sinkers and hit it off the end of the bat.
And there's a little ball in the alley. Pilar's going to have to hustle back in. Here's the throw to second. They got a shot. Goins says we got him. Pilar made another terrific throw. Lindor with great speed slides in safely ahead of the throw. And the Blue Jays are going to ask for the review.
They're going to take a look at this one. The one thing that we've been impressed with Kevin Pilar, not just the great catches and everything, but how accurate his arm is. He did a picture-perfect play over there where he rounded into that ball. This ball is sliced to left field. Watch him round into it, get something behind it, and then accurately throws a strike to second base. He is called safe. That might be a case where Lindor went in and then pulled the arm back. We'll see right here, but that throw is right on the bag.
Boy, he looks safe. What a great slide by the rookie. You can't make a better throw from that position than Pilar just makes.
Boy, Lindor went in, right hand, pulled the right hand back, watch, and now watch the left hand stay there, avoids the tag, and he looks like he's going to be safe.
Watch the umpire, Clint Fagan. He moves with the play to make sure he doesn't get blocked out, and he appeared to make the right call. Terrific positioning by the umpire, Clint Fagan. Goins had the tag in front of the base, but Lindor with a terrific slide.
Pilar was bidding for his 11th outfield assist with that throw. I didn't think he had any shot at getting Lindor at second base, but he came up firing, threw a strike, and if it wasn't for Lindor's tricky slide, he would have had it. One more time. Throw the glove down in front of the bag. You can see he's going to pull that right hand back, and he's safe.
That appears to be the right call. I don't know that there's a better, more accurate throwing center fielder in the game than Kevin Pillar. I mean, he might not have the best arm strength, but he sets himself up perfectly to throw. He executes over the top and gives his fielders a beautiful one-hop throw time and time again.
And it's an overlooked fact about throwing. You might have a great arm, but you got to be accurate, and you got to give your fielder a chance to catch the ball. You don't want to short hop them.
The all-new 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
What a ball game here. We are in the top half of the eighth. The Blue Jays have a 3-2 lead. Francisco Lindor with a double with one out. Now Michael Brantley, who's gone 2 for 3 so far, facing Aaron Sanchez. Sanchez gets ahead. Brantley hit a good pitch his last time up off Santana. A fastball down and in, and he hooked it into right for a base hit. Ground ball, Tulowitzki is going to go to first to take the out. Brantley's retired 6-3. Lindor goes to third base.
Momentarily, he had a chance to get that lead runner, Lindor. He's going to run with that ball in front of him. But Tulowitzki says, you know what? Don't like the angle. Let's get the out right here. You can see Lindor about halfway, but Troy goes over to first base to get the out. And now Santana.
Santana, the first baseman, is 1 for 3. Goins is deep in to shallow right field at second base.
We have seen this a couple of times. Josh Donaldson bluffing that runner back to third base. They've already picked off 2 runners this year at third base.
Like a pretty good pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Donaldson and Navarro, they will make eye contact. Donaldson is giving signs just to put the thought in the base runner's head. There's Navarro. Sanchez gets out of it. The Indians leave the tying run at third. We'll go to the bottom of the eighth, 3-2 Blue Jays. Now time for a Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zaw. 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, when you don't hit a home run, we're going to give you the next best thing, and the Blue Jays have had the next best thing. 3 sacrifice flies. It started off with Edwin Encarnacion. That was in the first inning. Jose Bautista did the same thing. That was in the 3rd inning, and then the 3rd run. It's the tiebreaker right now. Kevin Pillar with the Blue Jays' 3rd sacrifice fly of the night. That is our drives of the game.
It's the first time the Blue Jays have had 3 sacrifice flies in a game to knock in the runs since '97. They beat the Orioles in Baltimore on 3 sacrifice flies, 3-2. And that's where we stand right now. New pitcher in the game is Jeff Manship, big right-hander in relief of Ryan Webb.
Here are the numbers for Manship in 20 games. He was promoted from AAA Columbus back on June the 18th. The Blue Jays have seen him before when he was a starter. Started a game for the Minnesota Twins right here. In his career versus the Blue Jays, he got an .850 earned run average in 4 appearances.
Ben Revere, a ball and a strike on the leadoff man. Well, another good ball game. Both teams playing tight defense. The Blue Jays have just 3 hits. The Blue Jays won a game on the 28th of June right here at Rogers Center on just 4 hits. They beat the Texas Rangers 3-2 in that game. But tonight they've managed just 3 hits. Dalton Pompe stole 2nd and 3rd as a pinch runner and scored the go-ahead run in the 7th. Welcome back, Pompe. Look out, Louis. Louis Rivera had to elevate to get out of the way of that one. And his infielders are going, hey, man, you talk about staying in front of the ball.
He needs a glove. One more time, watch Louis. Louis is a good fielder when he was a player. Didn't see that happen too many times.
Revere strikes out. 1 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Rick Porcello allows 3 runs, just 1 earned run. Travis Shaw made an error that contributed to the Yankees' efforts tonight.
I think Josh wants that pitch back. That was center cut all the way. Watch his reaction after he fouls it back. Ooh.
Not like that one again. Can I get a do-over? The Blue Jays have 1 hit since the 1st inning. Donaldson and Bautista had back-to-back singles in the 1st. Ben Revere had a single in the 3rd, and they haven't had a base hit since. Another reflection of how good that Indians pitching staff is.
Yeah, that's good. Blue Jays are trying to make a couple of leadoff walks stand up. That came around to score.
Roberto Osuna loosening up. The Sanchez-Osuna combination has been terrific. A little baffled by that called strike. We'll go back to the dugout. 2nd strikeout for Manship.
Breaking ball right on the outside corner. Not much you can do with that one. Is it high enough? Yeah, right at the knees.
Jose Bautista is 1 for cheer. He had a sac fly in the third, one of the 3 sacrifice flies the Blue Jays have had tonight. Blue Jays trying to win a game in a different fashion. They haven't homered tonight. Encarnacion hasn't gotten a hit. His hit streak is on the line. Bautista needs to get on base. But the Blue Jays, when they don't hit a home run, are 6-28. And they haven't hit one tonight, but they've got a 3-2 lead. Two and two. Manship got away with one. That slider stayed up in the zone about belts high, and he knows it.
And it also stayed on the inner half. He knows he got away with that one.
2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs for in the 8th. Breaking ball. Full count. Edwin Encarnacion. There's the Joey Bats kids. Ground ball. Lindor gets a big hop. Bounce ball, and Santana bails him out. Encarnacion standing on deck without a hit. The hit streak may come to an end. Osuna coming into the game looking for his 17th save in this 3-2 ball game. Last outing was impressive against the Tigers.
Threw 3 balls to open the inning and said, okay, that'll be enough of that. He ended up striking out the side. JD Martinez, Nick Castellanos, and then James McCann. He will pick up his 16th save in that game. That is the last time that the Blue Jays have pitched their young rookie. He will get a chance now to pick up another save. There are the numbers in 55 games this year for Roberto. 16 for 17 in save opportunities this year.
The only blown save was before Osuna was the closer. So as the closer, he's perfect. 16 for 16. His blown save came April 27th at Fenway Park against the Red Sox. Chisenhall, Gomes, and Almante for the Indians. The Blue Jays, as a team, have allowed 28 ninth-inning runs, the fewest in the majors.
Think about all the guys who were pitching in that ninth inning this whole season. Brett Cecil, Miguel Castro.
Blue Jays starters have been terrific. As a team, the starters went 18-4 in August. Trying to go 1-0 in September. Two balls and two strikes. Marco Estrada struck out Jason Kipnis with 2 aboard in the 5th. Full count. Yan Gomes homered to start the 7th, and that tied it at 2-2.
He's only had 12 walks all season long. That's the thing that's been very impressive with Roberto Osuna, is his command and control.
The Blue Jays bullpen has really stepped it up after a shaky start in April. They reconfigured the bullpen. And then when Sanchez came off the disabled list, they put him down there as the 8th inning guy.
And then they put Osuna in the 9th. They've been really good.
Fair ball. Colomella will go to the bag. 1 down. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Sportsnet Central. Here's Ken Reed and Ivanka Osmak. Thank you very much, Ken. That's all coming up right after this ball game. 1 out, top of the 9th. Yan Gomes homered his last time up.
He tried to pull that ball back into the strike zone. Jerry Meals has called a good game tonight. He's been very consistent. He is down in that strike zone. Called it was just off the plate.
Yankees are winning. Top of the 9th at Fenway. Blue Jays are winning. Top of the 9th at Rogers Center.
That's where you got to stay right there. That fastball up.
Fly ball, center field. Pilar is back at the wall, jumping up. Gomes has done it again. Almost in the same spot. Another 3-2 home run. He goes the other way. His second of the night. And that ties it. Osuna, just the 4th home run he has allowed. Gomes on a 3-2 pitch stays inside that fastball again.
And it was down. The previous pitch was up and he swung through it. That time it was down and he was able to get through it, get it up into the air, and tie this ball game up.
It's a blown save charged to Osuna.
Challenges him with the fastball. And Pilar runs out of room. Okay, now you got to gather yourself right here. Get out of this inning. Edwin Encarnacion's going to get another shot to extend that hit streak now.
So fly ball. Donaldson will watch it sail into the seats. The Indians now have 3 runs on 7 hits. They have hit 3 home runs. The Blue Jays 3 runs on just 3 hits, and they haven't homered.
What's wrong with this picture?
Yeah, it's backwards. It's
backwards. Indians don't hit a lot of home runs. They've hit 3. Blue Jays hit a lot. They haven't hit any, but they've had 3 sac flies.
One and 2 now. Encarnacion getting ready. He knows he'll get another at bat. Edwin is officially 0 for 1. He lined out to the shortstop. A sac fly and a walk. Yan Gomes with a 2 home run game. He tied it up in the 7th and has tied it up in the 9th.
Yonder tells Jerry Beals he's fine. This one can rock your world right here.
The second 2-run home run game second 2-homer game for Gomes this season. He also had one on the 9th of June against the Mariners, and that's going to be a base hit. Pilar's not going to cut it off. It's going to go to the wall. Almante is headed for second. He's making the turn. Goins with the relay throw to third. It is late as Almante hits a triple with 1 out. That's Almante's 4th triple of the season.
Told you he has given this Indians team a spark. They've been a different team since they acquired him from San Diego. He's going to split the gap. They're playing him the other way. Pulls it into the gap. There's really no chance to get him at third base as he triples into the gap hit right center field. He's thinking 3 as soon as he hits that ball. You can see plays right in front of him. Got his head down now. He's going to motor all the way to third.
Fourth trip of the season, and now the go-ahead run is at third. Cecil is ready in the bullpen.
They don't have a lefty on the bench. but they will bring a right-hander in right here.
This is Chris Johnson. They acquired him from the Atlanta Braves. He's just been activated today. Goes after the first pitch. Almante 90 feet away at third. The infield is drawn in. One and two. The Cleveland Indians have won 6 straight. That ties their season high for wins in a row. They are 64 and 66, a game under 500. Goins will look to run her back and flip to first. Johnson's retired. Jose Ramirez. He's 1 for 3. The infield now will drop back to normal depth with 2 outs.
Corners will stay in just in case Ramirez thinks about dropping a bunt down. There's a third baseman, first baseman guarding against that.
Cleveland, with a 1-out home run from Yan Gomes, has tied it up here in the 9th. Two and 0. Ball deep to right. Bautista is there. The Indians have tied it. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Edwin Encarnacion, red hot. A 26-game hit streak on the line. He's hit 11 home runs in those 26 games. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He'll lead things off. The second straight day. He pitched 2/3 of an inning in last night's game. Gave up a hit and nothing more. He's on in relief here in the bottom of the ninth.
And he will face Edwin Encarnacion, who will get a shot to extend that hit streak. Right now, it sits at 26 games, second best in franchise history. Only Sean Green with 28 in 1999 has been better. Edwin gets a chance to hit after the Blue Jays gave up the lead in the top of this inning. Wouldn't this be interesting if he could extend it right here?
Edwin had a sac fly in the first, walked in the third, and lined out in the sixth. Encarnacion 1 for 2 against Shaw. That's the swing that makes him so dangerous. He can hit it out to right, center, or left. Big, strong man.
He's hit a couple of home runs on this homestand to right field. That looks like where they're trying to pitch him away.
Pops this one up. Santana in foul territory. Makes the catch, 1 down. Tulowitzki is 0 for 3. Blue Jays have just 3 hits. Base hit. Tulowitzki just went with that pitch and stroked it into right.
You know, if you're a right-handed batter, I think that's how you're going to have to beat Brian Shaw. He's got that great cutter. When it goes away from you, try and pull it, you're going to hit a ground ball. Tulo did a good job just staying on that thing and punching that ball the other way.
Chris Colabello getting his first at bat. He came into the game defensively in the top of the 8th at first base. Justin Smoke started. He was lifted for the pinch runner, and now Colabello with his first at bat. Colabello trying to go the other way. Stayed on that pitch. Ground ball. Second for 1. Back to first. Double play. And we will go to the 10th. It's a 3-3 ball game. Brett Cecil coming on.
J-Shop is Canada's official team shop for your Toronto Blue Jays, bringing together the largest selection of Blue Jays products anywhere. Visit us online at jshop.ca. A lot of nervous fans, probably little sweaty jerseys tonight on a hot night here at the Rogers Center. And Buck, we're going to extra innings.
We sure are. Brett Cecilon starts to 10th, his 49th appearance. The Blue Jays are 5-5 in extra innings. Cleveland is 5-3 in extras, and Brett Cecil will start the top of the 10th.
That ERA keeps going down for Brett Cecil in 48 games. It's now at 3.21. He's put together a nice little streak now. He's only allowed 4 hits to the last 32 batters he has faced. He hasn't allowed a run over his last 22 ball games. He's pitching really well.
Top of the order, Kipnis, Lindor, and Brantley. 2 lefties and a switch hitter. Cecil quickly ahead, 0-2. Boy, he's pitching with a lot of good confidence right now. Got a heck of a streak going. 3-pitch strikeout. Navarro will throw to first to complete the strikeout. 1 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Michael Pineda picks up the win. He's 10-8. Rick Porcello drops to 6-12 with Miller, as Jamie mentioned, picking up his 29th save of the season. Francisco Lindor, switch hitter, batting right-handed for the first time tonight. Cecil straightens him up. Lindor had a double in the 8th inning, and it was because of a terrific slide. He eluded the tag of Ryan Goins at second base. Lindor basically has the same stroke from both sides of the plate. Doesn't seem to have any weaknesses early in his career.
Doesn't look like he overswings. He just stays with it himself.
.299 coming into this game against left-handed pitching. .312 against right-handed pitching. Pretty good balance for Lindor. .307 overall for the season. Cecil might have gotten a break there. Looked like ball 4. 1 out. We're in the 10th. There's a liner down the right side. Bautista's got to hurry to cut it off. He gets to it, turns and fires to second, and the throw is not in time. Second straight double for Francisco Lindor. This one goes down the right field line. His 15th double of the season.
Piece of hitting. Just stay with that one, shoot it down there, and then let your legs, your speed get you to second base. That's what he did his last time up. Hit the ball the other way and legged it out. This time he hits it down the right field line and legs it out for a double. We're not going to have to worry about that shortstop position for a while now in Cleveland. This guy's pretty good.
Looks like it's in pretty good hands. He's just 21 years old. His first taste of big league baseball. Michael Brantley, the left fielder, has homered, singled in 4 at-bats. Hits this one right to Donaldson. He looks Lindor back. Donaldson throws Brantley out. Carlos Santana Switch hitting first baseman. Santana is 1 for 4. Blue Jays have a base open.
They're going to put him on. Take the bat out of hand. He's got 66 RBIs and he got a lefty on deck. They'll probably go to the bench, and that's why John Gibbons has a right-hander warming up in that bullpen. There's Lonnie Chisenhall. If they let Chisenhall hit, it'll be advantage Blue Jays. That's Mark Lowe who's warming up.
Well, they have Rayburn on the bench, and he is a terrific right-handed bat. But Blue Jays are set to counteract that move, so it's on the Indians first. They're going to send Sands up to the plate. And that might be an effort. Francona knows what's going to happen. He didn't want to waste Rayburn right here. He'll take a shot with Sands, and he knows Sands is going to face Mark Lowe.
They don't have a left-hander on that bench tonight, so they take the bat out of Santana's hand, which is the right, and make Francona counteract that.
So Cecil walks Santana intentionally, and now here comes Gibbons as Sands was announced into the ballgame as a pinch hitter for Chisenhall. Sands started in right field in last night's game. He went 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. He drove in a run in the 7th. So Cecil is out. Mark Lowe is in to face Jerry Sands in this 3-3 game. Lowe into the ballgame in relief of Brett Cecil. Lowe inherits a runner in scoring position. That's Lindor at second. He's been a nice addition to this bullpen.
His power arm at the back end of that bullpen, right? He's hitting just .221 against Lowe. Mark worked 2 days ago, had a 1-2-3 inning against the Tigers. 45th game of the season for Lowe. He's got a very good slider. That's what makes him so tough against those right-handers.
Jerry Sands, just up from the minors. This is his second pinch hitting at bat of the season. He's 0 for 1. First pitch slider off the plate. Lowe has allowed just 2 of 15 inherited base runners to come in to score. Trying to save the run for Brett Cecil. Ground ball. Tulowitzki at short gets an in-between hop. Throws on the run in time. Lowe strands 2 more base runners as he closes out the top of the 10th. It'll be Navarro, Pilar, and Goins in this 3-3 game. And note the start time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. The Yankees and Red Sox will wrap up their series at Fenway Park. Masahiro Tanaka will go to the mound for New York. He'll be opposed by the young lefty, Henry Owens, who is 0-1 against the New York Yankees in his career. New York beat the Red Sox tonight 3-1. They'll play for the series tomorrow afternoon. It's all on Sportsnet 1. Jerry Sands stays in the game as the right fielder. He pinch hit for Lonnie Chisenhall. Yanner Navarro, Kevin Pillar, Ryan Goins here in the bottom of the 10th. Shaw's got a unusual delivery. There seems to be a little bit of a hesitation. Like it's almost like he's slinging the ball, and that can create problems for hitters. He tucks that left shoulder and really hides the ball well.
And a very good cut fastball. Throws some quality pitches. Here's another one. It's only 91 miles an hour.
You know what? That's like saying Mariano Rivera's cutter only moves a little bit.
It was a little bit harder, right? But you're right. He's got some deception in his delivery.
A base hit to start the inning. Now the wheels will really start to spin for the Blue Jays. A leadoff single here in the bottom of the 10th. Ezequiel Carrera comes off the bench to run for Navarro, who gets the leadoff single here in the 10th. Blue Jays have had some big at-bats to start the innings. Smoke had a leadoff walk that led to a run in the 7th. Now Navarro with a leadoff single here in the 10th.
He might be pushing this ball up the first base line, which would work with that cutter.
Boy, that's a perfect pitch to push up that first base line. It's going away from a right-handed batter.
We've seen him do that a couple of times, and he places it perfectly. He'll get that guy to second base.
Not showing bunt, takes one outside. Pillar homered on Sunday. Part of a 2-for-3 afternoon. Good take by Pillar. It's ball 2. Time was called by Jerry Meals as Pillar had asked for time. No pitch. It's still 2-0.
It was close, but it was right. And he thanked him when he got back in there. Thanks for that timeout. 2-0.
Shaw in his second inning of relief. Carrera at first. 3-0. Not close. Ryan Goins has walked, scored a run, and grounded out twice. He had hits taken away twice tonight, both by the second baseman. There's a strike. It's 3-1. Now it's a full count. You start the runner here.
I'll take my chances right here. I thought they might sacrifice him and have a couple of shots to score him on base hits. They elect not to sacrifice him. So I would start the runner and hope that Pilar makes contact.
Carrera just 2 steals in 3 attempts.
Maybe hit a double into the gap and win it.
There goes the runner. Pilar fouls it off. They put him in motion.
I think that's the right call. You got to do something to try and make something happen. The Blue Jays have had a hard time scoring runs against this Cleveland team.
They only had 5 hits. Josh Donaldson anxious for another kick at the can.
You're counting on Pilar making contact right here. You're hoping that you get a gapper and maybe end the ball game, but you're hoping for contact right here and a base hit so that runner can get to third.
There he goes again. Ball is hit in the air. Carrera's got to pick it up. He's headed back to first as Almante makes the catch.
The shortstop was covering on that play. A ground ball to shortstop, and it would have been first and third. Right-handed batter at the plate, and that cutter, they were guessing that Pilar was going to hit that ball the other way, and he just got underneath it.
One out. Ryan Goins, we mentioned he was robbed of base hits in the 5th and in the 7th by Jose Ramirez, the second baseman. The middle infielders for Cleveland now at double play depth. Yan Gomes looking in for the signs from the bench. Upstairs. The running game is controlled by the dugout, whether it's the manager or the bench coach, but they will try to defend against the possibility of a steal by slide stepping, pitching out. Gomes looking in for the signs. High and deep to right. Get him! Ryan Goins has walked off the Indians. Blue Jays win it 5-3, the 6th walk-off win of the season for Ryan Goins, his 5th home run, a 2-run homer on a breaking ball.
Yeah, I told you that this team doesn't give up a lot of home runs. Their bullpen is very good, but this breaking ball just spun up over the middle of the plate, and that allowed Ryan Goins to get that bat head out and through. He's been swinging a hot bat. He's made those adjustments. I'm telling you, they're paying off, and they're paying off big time for the Blue Jays. What a way to end this one.
The Blue Jays score 5 runs on just 6 hits, and they wait till their last at bat to hit a home run. They walk off the Indians, and what a job by the Blue Jays. A never-give-up effort. Mark Lowe got the last out to close out the 10th. He'll be the winning pitcher. And hopefully Ryan Goins will survive the celebration. Let's go down to Barry Davis.
Ryan, has to be the biggest moment of your major league career. Take us through that moment, how that felt for you.
You know, I can't even put words into it right now. Got a hanging breaking ball, put a good swing on it, and there it is. I don't know what to say.
What's your feeling as you're rounding the bases? Obviously, you knew that ball was going out of the park.
Yeah, I know I put a good swing on and got enough of it, but I don't know. One of the happiest moments of my career so far.
What a night it was for you, and here it comes. Guys, that was, oh, there we go. He got the double dose. Oh, Buck, there he is. Shaving cream, Gatorade. Hey, you know what, Ryan? Enjoy the moment. Appreciate it. Send it back to you, Buck.
Thank you, Barry. What a celebration. The Blue Jays have evened this series at a game apiece. We'll be back at it for the rubber match tomorrow night. Blue Jays win it 5-3 in extra innings. Here's Sportsnet Central.